Drone City. Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It is Friday, May 30th, end of May. Can you believe it? It's gone by so fast. It's been all raining. And finally, the nectar flow is going full out. The bees are just coming in and out in waves, and I love to see that. I walk down here, I can smell the honey curing. So it's really strong right here. I can smell it. And the wind's real calm, so it's just kind of, the aroma's just kind of gathering in this area. And man, it's great. I love this time of year. I wish it was like this all the time, because when you're in a nectar flow like this, beekeeping's easy. You can do just about anything. You can make like a one frame split and it'll survive, things like that. But and it doesn't last long here. It'll probably go to about mid to 2/3 of the way in June, depending on, you know, what's blooming and all that. So this coming and going like this kind of tells me that alfalfa field that was about 2.3, 2 3/4 miles from here, that wasn't their main forage. So they're getting something. I don't know what it is. I've heard that sumac is blooming, persimmon, wild blackberries some, but clover is in full bloom right now. So if there's fields out there with clover, they're on that. Catalpa trees. Man, I don't know what else is out there. There may be some varieties of privet blooming, but most of the privet here on my place is done. I know there's some over by my pond that blooms like in July. It's a later blooming, so maybe they're on some of that somewhere else. I don't know. So this video, the last one you saw me releasing those virgin queens from Sourwood Farms, and man, I wish I'd have done that sooner. I just didn't get to it. Weather related issues again, but I want to get in there and check those. But I want to give you an update on the nukes. So today someone is coming and they're buying 2 of my nukes, and they're really not nukes anymore, man. One of them I had to move to a 10 frame because it was blowing up, and I'll pop the top on that and show it to you. But it's got one of my grafted blonde queens in there that I didn't find her for the longest time, and then when I finally spotted her, and I did get her marked, and I even have a hard time finding her after she's marked. She's very elusive, and I guess I might be part blind too. But so I want to go through the nukes. I'm not going to go through all of them. I just want to kind of go by them and point them out and tell you, you know, what queen is in there. And two of the nukes have the Sourwood virgins in there. So I'm selling 2 nukes. Some other new news. I talked to a good friend of mine that lives to the north of me. He's on the other side of the river, and he has some property out there. It's like a whole quarter section, and it's kind of close, not too far from where I work actually. And where I work is a lot of open ground, and they plant pollinator fields, and there's actually swarms that show up out there on the center where I work. And sometimes they call me, and because they know I'm a beekeeper, say, hey, come get these, and they're like in like brick and stuff, and I'm like, no, you need to get a insured, bonded professional to come do that. I'm not going to cut through all the brick and stuff. But there have been a couple swarms that people have picked up too, that I didn't pick them up. You know, I mean, look, I got plenty of bees. I'll take a swarm if there's one right here close to me and it's like within reach. I'll do those, but I'm not a big swarm chaser anymore. I'm more interested in raising my own bees and doing what I got going on here. And yeah, I'll pick up a close, easy swarm right here, because, you know, I'm getting older. I don't like climbing up in trees and then getting them things from up high. You know, kind of like Mike Berry. I don't like doing that stuff anymore. So let's get into, first I want to do the nukes, and then I'm going to go through the 5 hives with the Sourwood queens and just peek and see if I find a queen in there, see how they're doing. But right now is a perfect mating flight time, so they may be out mating right now. I don't know. It's probably a little early still, but I'm curious to see, you know, how they're doing. So let's get started. So real quick, I think I forgot to tell you about why I was talking about my friend that lives north of here and has the land. So I talked to him about putting some bees on his property, and he's like, yeah, you know, he's really interested in that, and he'd like to learn how to keep bees, and he might keep his own. And, you know, and I told him, you know, if you want to get into it and maintain these, you know, I'll just sell them to you, and you can keep it right there. So, and you know, I'm going to pay him in honey rent. So I'm going to move, so the nukes I don't sell, I think I'm going to move some of those there, and I might, so I'm going to do a 10-foot section with the 4x4s like I have my hive set up here, and that'll hold 5. So I'm planning on putting 5 out there. I may not do that at first. I'm going to take some of the nukes and keep those building up out there on his place, and I might take, you know, like 2 full strength hives and get them out there and get them into some different forage area and see how much honey we get down there. So that's why I brought that up. All right, now let's get going. Okay, here's the nukes, and they look a little different because, you know, I've expanded. I did have 2 apimays over here on this end, so there were 3 here at one time. So there are 9 nukes here, and these 2 here kind of in the middle with the bricks. These 2, those have the Sourwood Farms Virgin Queens in them. So Hive 1 there. So it's in a 10 frame. So it started as a 5 frame nuke. Then I moved it to a 7 frame apamay. And there's at least 3 frames of brood in there, capped brood. And they were bearding off the front. I think there's actually more than that. But that thing was blowing up, so I'm selling that one, and I'm kind of jealous of the person that bought it now. I'm thinking, man, I should put that in one of my spots with one of these weak nukes that I've been nursing along trying to get it going. But yeah, that is a prize hive right there. So that one has a virgin queen I let loose in the cage, and from my grafting, and she's a blonde mated queen, 2025. And she is laying it up like a champion, and she is a beautiful, gorgeous, large blonde queen. And I'll pop the top on that and show you how strong that is. So it was in the 7 frame, and I added, you know, the 3 frames. So I'm just going to sell it as a 10 for the same price. So number 2, my original queen failed in there. It was a super seeder cell split from the starter finisher. I found the virgin. It was a blonde Italian queen, and I think it went laying worker, so I closed it out, ended it up. I think I actually combined it into that one there to the right of it in an apamay. So the latest thing, it's a swarm cell split from number 16, that hive that you see the swarm shots of them all piling out and piling back in. So that's a swarm cell from that hive. 16 is in there, and I found a virgin queen the 23rd of this month, so today's the 30th, so I'm just kind of leaving it alone. Number 3 here, this apamay, this is the other one I'm selling to the same person, and let's see, this was combined up with, okay, one of the sides of it was queen right, and so I just combined it with the queen right side with the other side. I just pulled out the divider, and it has like a Caucasian style tiger butt queen in that. So this number 4, that's the Sourwood Farm. Number 5 here, this is probably one I will locate to the north new yard over by the river, and this was a split from Hive 37 with a virgin queen released in a cage from my grafts, and that queen has mated and successful, and there's 4 frames of bees in there. It's not a super strong one, but it's doing okay. And this one is a Sourwood Farm queen in here, virgin. This apamay right here, Hive 7 and 8. So it's still set up as a double, and the entrance is on the other side, so you're not going to see bees coming and going. The left-hand side is the side where I released that queen that didn't look very well into from my grafts, and they pulled out emergency cells after that, and they did requeen with that. So there's a blue marked queen in there on the left. On the right was a virgin queen released as well, and it's a mated tiger style queen, Caucasian. So I marked her blue on May 11th, and she's still in there. So that both of those hives in there are 3-frame nukes, and they need out of there, and they need to go to a 5. So as soon as I sell these 2 here tonight, I'll expand that probably tomorrow. Okay, the last one here, this one struggled throughout the year. It was weak to begin with. I boosted it up with a brood frame. I found a mated tiger queen in there, I thought at one time, and then she was just gone. And then later on, I found a blonde virgin queen in there, and I combined into this hive number 6 that was just failing, and the one with the ants and all that. So I boosted it up with hive 6, and since then it's got the blue queen in there. She's laying, and it's strong. It's a nice queen, and I'm going to probably move this one to the other yard. So it's nice strong hive. Okay, real quick before I sell this hive 1 off, I want to show you what it looks like. Yeah, I was really concerned about the population in here, you know, not being weak. It was so strong, I was afraid they might swarm or abscond just because it was just packed. They were bearding all over the front of that Apame 7-frame. So I thought, well, I've got 3 days left. I'll just throw it into a 10-frame real quick, so that doesn't happen. And man, I'm really excited about this hive. It's one of the best, quickest building nukes that I've built, and it's one of my queens that I grafted. And yeah, I'm just excited about it. Yeah, look at that. Is that amazing? Let's pull out this frame right here. That's an undrawn frame, and see how much they've done on it, just out of curiosity. So I'll go through this with the customer and show them, find the queen, hopefully. You know me and queen finding. Yeah, this is our first year. Super queen. And that's all drawn out, and they're putting nectar in it. So this hive drew this out. Yeah, and that's all nectar. I don't see any eggs there. But yeah, I told him, I said, when you get this home, put another box on it and bring one of those brood frames up and put your blank frames in there and feed it. And this is going to be an awesome hive. All indications look that way. They're a little bit aggressive. I didn't smoke them at all either. Okay, part 2 of this video. Let's check these Sourwood Queen, Virgin Queen hives and see what we find. I'm not liking the looks of that entrance. I'm not seeing a single bee. Well, I see one. I'm seeing some others flying out of the other one, but let's see what it looks like. Hopefully we find a marked queen in here, and she looks like she's been mated. So the bricks, not only to remind me that's where the queens are, but it is a marker for that queen when she goes out and mates to know where to return, as a landmark. Man, the smell of honey down here is so strong. It just makes me giggle. So the population on this looks okay, although there was no bees flying around the front. So they got liquid here. There's no danger of starving out. They're doing good as far as that's concerned. This is an undrawn frame. So that was drawn out like that before I put it in here. They didn't draw that out themselves. So I wouldn't expect to see the queen there on a frame that's got just nectar on it. I really hope these queens work out, because I'd like to get, you know, some more diversified genetics in here and start culling out those mean hives, which I requeened all my mean hives. Except 16, it's requeening. I'd expect it to be mean. So here's where this is a place I think I would find the queen, on this comb here. Don't see any blue dots. There's a blue dot right there, I see her. She's not real big, but she's not small. But they were big queens to start. So, and it's a little, you know, it's just too early for her to be laying. So, good sign. We have hope. We'll name that one Hope, since she was the first one. That's the Magic Mountain Mama, I believe. It's one of these two that came from the hive way back in the mountains in Virginia. That is very mite resistant. He says they're a little bit on the grumpy side, but they have really good mite wash and really good mite scores when they're checking the larvae. And I can't remember what that's called. Okay, let's get her brick back in case she's still going out and mating some. Oh, wrong one. I'm like, why do I have $185 written on this? I'm not selling it. I'm not selling that. I'm in the wrong hive. Well, I had my camera pointed in the right spot. I'm going to blame it on COVID. I still have COVID brain. So this is pretty weak. I only see basically one frame of bees, and there's a few on the adjacent frames. So if she's in here, we need to give it a boost. Good resource frame there, lots of pollen and nectar. So this is the one with the shotgun brood pattern, and this brood's probably not viable. It's probably been chilled. There's not enough bees in here to take care of it. And I see a dry larva that didn't survive. I'm thinking this hive here is pretty much done for. If we find that queen though, I'll get a brood frame in here to help her. No queen there. They're just dwindled down. That's too bad. Well, she's on this other frame. Oh, there she is. She still looks pretty virgin. Yeah. I don't think she's mated. I need to get a frame of brood in here. Yeah, she's flapping her wings like she's about to fly off. She's acting like a virgin. All flighty. So yeah, I need to come back to this tonight. Or if I don't get it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. But they need more bees. I'll either put a brood frame, probably I'll just find a frame with nurse bees and shake nurses in here. It's probably getting towards the end of their mating window as well. Okay, let's get back down behind me to hive 40. I'll try this without smoke first, but this hive was pretty chilled for being as aggressive as it was. A little bit of honey there. So this is the queen that I released. All the attendants were deceased, and I don't feel real confident in this one. But all the other queens, they were fine. The attendants were good. So for some reason, this one wasn't that way. Here is a queen cell right here. I'm not going to mess with it in case I don't find that queen. If I find her, I'm going to kill that. So that's an emergency queen cell right there, and I missed that when I came back and did my check. I'll have to go back and watch that video. So that's the fourth frame in. So that is not hopelessly queenless, which is what you want. So they didn't act aggressive towards the queen when I released her. They were touching, you know, tongue to tongue, feeding her. There's another cell. I wonder if they pulled these during the week after I inspected this. There's another one right there. That one looks better than the other one. It's bigger. So if they're doing that, I bet you I'm not going to find her. So this is a remaining brood frame from the original queen who went to alcohol camp. There's another queen cell right there with the dried up larva. It's kind of brown. Actually, it's not dried up, it's wet, but it's brown. That's odd. So, do I want to let this hive requeen with their existing genetics, knowing the history that it was a really pissy hive until the first queen got taken out, and then it was okay. So this brood is probably from the okay queen that wasn't so aggressive with her offspring. I'm thinking maybe they didn't like that queen from the beginning, and that's why those attendants were dead. They weren't feeding those bees in there at all, taking care of them. They just ignored them. But it sure looked okay when I released her. Yeah, she's not going to be in here. Nope. Well, since I don't have any more queens, I'm just going to let it go and take a chance on the aggressiveness of this hive. I could take one of these struggling, well, weaker nukes that I have and install it in here with the queen. Just take out 3 to 4 frames on the weakest side and just put it in there. Or I could newspaper combine it on top. But if I do that, I need to take out those queen cells. Decisions. Okay. Let's get down to 16 and 19 and do the last 2. So these 2, you saw me find queen cells and tear them out, and I left the queen in the release cage. And I came down 2 days later, they were still in the cage, and I released them manually, but I didn't video that, so they have been released. But these did have emergency or supersedure cells, whatever you want to call them, and they are not working this. So this hive here has been hot, and it wasn't that way earlier in the season. I think it's because they're queenless and the whole swarming bit and all that. I don't want to smoke it real heavily because I don't want to run that queen off in a corner somewhere where I won't find her if she's in here. This is the drone comb. Fewer drones are on it now than before. Is that a... no, that's not a queen cell. Oh, I dumped a bunch of nectar right there. So they're bringing it in. They've got all these here to draw out and fill before they get on that super. Look at all these bees up here sucking that up. Yeah, they're bringing that fresh nectar in. It's really thin. When you tilt the frame sideways, it starts dripping out. This is a super fat, super heavy frame. It's thick. They're capping it. I bet that weighs near 10 pounds. They are not liking these frames here. There's some that I've waxed, but they're not I don't think they're USA made frames. There's some I got on a 5-frame exchange on a Nuke sale last year. We're doing a little better on that one. This one's heavy. Yeah, they about filled that one up. That's the same same brand of frame. Well, there's a lot of bees in here. We're not working on stuff as fast as they are. Maybe it's because they're older bees and they don't have a lot of wax producing bees. Maybe that's why it's mean. They're all older bees too. So these 2 frames here is where we might sear, because this is old comb, and now they're putting food all in it. Yeah, if this gets requeened, this is going to be a nice hive next year. It will get requeened one way or another. Look at all those drones. Drone City. Again with the drones. This is the drone brood frame I've been talking about for 2 videos that Nancy was talking about. So see how they're sticking up. Ah! She's a fast mover. She's still a flighty virgin though. Okay, 3 for 4. Yeah, this hive is still really hot and pissy. So hopefully she goes out, gets mated, comes in, starts laying, and calms this down. But so I'm going through these doing this, not really to see if they're laying or yet. I know they won't be laying. It's more of a peace of mind to know they're still in there and they haven't been killed off. And I know I don't have to go do something to this. So I will stay out of these for probably at least a week now. I won't check them again until probably next weekend. Let's get in the last one. Man, note to self, check 16 last. You know, 16 comes before 19. I can't help myself. I did, though, go down and did 40. This is the hive with shotgun brood pattern. Poor laying queen. Just can't seem to get it going. I did find one good laying frame in there though after I took her out. I put her into a laying worker hive, a Nuke, and she's in there and she's laying. That's a good thing. There's some brood. There she is. I think she's mated. Whoa, she's still running around pretty fast though. Yeah, she's a gorgeous queen. My goodness. Look how pretty she is. Beautiful blonde with some dark rings there on the tip. So 4 or 5. I'm excited. We can't count them though until they're laying. Yeah, so 4 or 5, I'll take that any day. That's pretty good. But the mating part's what's important next to get that accomplished. And Might lose 1 or 2 on that even. So you never know when you're dealing with virgin queens. But this time of year, the weather's getting better. The rain is slowing down, knock on wood. And hopefully that'll all get straightened out. We'll have some good mating flights. So if you're interested in these queens, check out Sourwood Farm on YouTube and Sourwood Farms on Facebook and Sourwood Farm on Instagram, and he has links on there. So on his Facebook page, he said he fixed it, so it's also on his YouTube channel, but a link to purchasing these queens, and he posts, I think he said on Mondays, and he ships on Wednesdays. So I believe I ordered mine on a Monday. He harvested it on Tuesday, shipped it Wednesday. I had these 5 queens on Thursday. So, and they brought them right to my house next day. So yeah, well, the airplane didn't land here, but they brought it on a truck. You know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool. I'll take that. That's the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up if you would, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 14,000 by the end of the year, and I'm at about 13,250-ish. So I appreciate you subscribing. We'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.
Sundown and salty cheese. It's not a cute look getting kicked out of the bar when you're no